You're back. This is Mommy and Me. I'm Mandy, and we're stressing every pregnancy is different. Week 22. Moving along, guys. Moving along. Almost out of our second trimester. I'm Mandy.
I'm Dan.
Subscribe to
Buzz Chomp. Woo!
On our part 2, pregnancy, our second pregnancy, I'm reminding myself and I'm stressing how every pregnancy is different. Because we're human, I can't help but constantly think and compare my first pregnancy to my second pregnancy, especially because it's very much the same amount of time. I told you all right now, my baby's due date is 2 days before my other baby's birthday. So this is basically the same time frame. I'm like a couple of weeks earlier because I went to labor 9 days early. That being said, every pregnancy is different. And I'll line out for you like what's different so far for me. The pressure. I want to say that I didn't really feel a lot of pressure on my body until I was well into my third trimester. So basically I'd say January of 2017. So that would have been, I was like in my 6th month of my pregnancy, and then I really started to feel more of the pressure of the belly and all of that. Before that, I felt status quo. I mean, obviously, slower, obviously a bigger belly and all of that, but I wasn't feeling so much pressure. For this pregnancy, I told you, I felt pressure like end of my first trimester where I was like, ooh, I can't do that ab workout because I can feel it and I don't want to do anything to the baby. So now I'm like feeling the pressure. I'm feeling like the soreness in my back, the soreness in my legs. And even though I have put on like 10 pounds and my belly has popped, but it's very small. So like, I feel like if you don't know me, you might not realize I'm pregnant. You might need to do a double take type of thing because it's just a small little baby bump and you can see it here. In that sense, I'm feeling much more pressure than I ever did my first time around. So I did some reading. I talked to my doctor and she said all of her patients who've had previous pregnancies say, your second, your third, you feel more. It's just more pressure on your body. It could be that your body is getting ready. It already knows your body's adapting. Also, you figure it's a lot for your body to change like that. I mean, most people only fluctuate within like a couple of pounds of weight. So to put on 10 pounds, to put on 20, 30, 40, whatever it is, as you put on more weight, that's a lot of pressure on your body, especially if your body's used to being status quo in a certain weight. And since I gave birth almost 3 years ago, my body has pretty much stayed the same and I've stayed in the same like weight. I'm definitely more tired this time around. That's, I think, multiple things. Again, the pressure of it all and just like the second time around knowing what's coming, but also because I have another child and she takes a lot of my attention and she wants me to pick her up and run around after her and play with her and do all that. So it's not only am I taking care of another human being, but I'm also trying to take care of myself and, keep that in line. So I think that tiredness comes from multiple factors. I'd still say belly-wise for me, pretty similar. This is something that I do think every pregnancy is different, but a little funny because some people were like, oh, I popped at like 8 weeks. I popped really early. You could tell I put on more weight my second pregnancy. You could tell right away, blah, blah, blah. And for me, I think this one is very similar. So even though every pregnancy is different, still similar. I'll be curious to see how I am like once, like in a month, in January, once I'm really closer to that and all of that and see where I am. But for that wise, for the belly and the popping and all that, very, very similar. I think a good reminder is like every child is different, every person is different, every pregnancy is different. So things that happened to you the first time around might not happen this time. Things that you were worried about the first time, you might not be worried about, or you might have to worry about it. Next time I go to the doctors, I have to take the gestational diabetes test, and they test everyone regardless of whether you had it your first pregnancy or not. You could not have it your first pregnancy and you could have it your second pregnancy. So everything is just different and they treat it completely different, I think, which is an awesome way to be. You have a barometer if you're in multiple pregnancies of how it's going to go. But otherwise, it's just, for me, I'm just going with it, letting it be, and just embracing and enjoying as much as I can. Because remember, I told you, and I'll say it again, I'm not a pregnancy person. It's not for me, but I like the end result. I'm Mandy. Subscribe to Mommy and Me for more of my pregnancy journey and share with me the differences between your pregnancies or any questions you have. If you're looking to go second time or even if you're looking to go first time and all that, and I'll answer them as best as I can. Yeah, kids. Yeah. Thanks for watching Buzz Chop.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Share.
Woo.